what do we have here, D-Man?
It looks like the vegan cuts box. Mukbang time.
So we actually got the yearly subscription for vegan cuts, and I figured it'd be fun to just open these every month when we get it, because I think what they try to do is show you the newest vegan snacks or the most recent upcoming ones. So they give you a bunch of sample stuff in here, and it's like we're snack heaven.
Snack heaven would be
heaven for Derek. He's the snack machine.
Yeah, totally.
So today we're gonna eat a bunch of snacks for you guys. I'll leave the link to Vegan Cuts website down below if you guys want to sign up for their subscription. I would highly recommend it. We've had many of these boxes in the past, and they're just so awesome, especially if you're newer to the vegan lifestyle and you just want to try new snacks or new things, try new things out. There's a lot of different stuff in here, so let's get started.
And we also queued up 7 questions from the last one.
Derek picked them all.
I picked them, so
yeah.
So
the first thing we got here is this Chipotle Taco Popcorn by Spiced and Infused. Stuff looks diggly.
I mean, Chipotle taco as a descriptive is means that it's probably going to be pretty good. Because who doesn't love Chipotle?
Ooh.
And tacos.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Bubba.
Oh, there's Bubba.
Oh yeah.
That is good.
It says they also have other flavors: Asian barbecue, Bombay seasoning, and French herb.
Nice.
Derek, his favorite snack is popcorn.
Love it.
We go through 10 of the bags of kernels a month. Probably one a week.
Yeah. 1 or 2 a week.
2 weeks,
That's
maybe. But it's no oil, fat-free.
All right, first question from Danielle. Do you guys ever plan on having kids? We've answered this many times, but it was actually the second question that I wanted to answer. Also, do you ever plan to make an app? Yes. So first question. So I had a vasectomy, I think it must have been 3 years ago. And no regrets. No oh my god, I'm not going to have any kids. We've got enough on our plate.
We got 4 kids.
We've got 4 animals, plus we'll probably have more in the future.
Got Bubba, Dewey, Callie, and Coco.
Got the whole gang. And I don't know, I've never had a desire to have kids. And
it's a lot of work.
I just don't want to have any mistakes or anything like that. So
we'd rather
adopt if we ever wanted a kid.
Yeah, if we ever wanted a kid, we would adopt one.
Yeah. So then tell them about the app that you're working on.
Okay. I'll let you eat the popcorn. So
Cool.
I'm keep talking. I'll just eat all this. So, I've had a lot of requests to make an app. And I never really knew what went into an app. So for the past week, I've been brainstorming ideas and just thinking of things to incorporate in it. And I have this huge vision for it. It's gonna start pretty small. Just being a huge database of whole plant food recipes. So probably about 100, 150 recipes where you can customize your own meal plan. And the thing about it is it's gonna be all portion controlled. So you won't have to count calories. You won't have to worry about overeating or eating too much or any of that stuff. So basically you just go into the database, you pick the breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks that you want to eat that week. It loads it into a shopping guide. Then you go to the store, buy all your food. You have all your recipes there. It'll have the ability to sync it to your Fitbit or Chronometer if you do want to track calories or macros or whatever. There'll be a bunch of other features as well.
Then there'll be ongoing new recipes that you can post in there.
New recipes every week, probably 2 every week. So it'll be updated all the time, and that's basically how it's going to start.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be really cool because a lot of people ask me like, what do they do after the lean and clean plan? And I feel like the biggest struggle with people coming to a plant-based diet is most people come to a plant-based diet because they want to lose weight. Or most people that come to my channel through me because they see my before and after, and they see, that my channel is mostly about weight loss and stuff like that. So people just don't know what to eat, and they don't know how much to eat and stuff like that. So it's going to be a huge database of just very filling single serving meals that you can eat and not have to worry about calories or any of that stuff. Just taking, it'll be basically taking all of the guesswork out of losing weight and making it very simple.
Mm-hmm. And I think having it in an app form, because I get all the technical based emails from people having troubles downloading the ebooks, and it's not like it's the fault of the ebooks or you trying to download it. It's like sometimes through the internet and computers, it just doesn't work exactly as we'd like.
Yeah.
And I love it for people just to be able to download something, and it's done through the iTunes or through the App Store or through the Google Play Store, and it's going to work. And there's not going to be any issues. It'll sync up with all your other devices as well. So I think just from a customer service standpoint, I think it would be a better experience for you. And you're going to have it, you're going to be able to use it like on your phone. And I think that's really powerful just because so many people walk around with their phone. They don't necessarily walk around with their laptop or their computer. Yeah. And so you have that information wherever you're at. And then there's going to be a lot of other information in it as well that'll help you maybe at like restaurants and stuff. So
it's just a different medium that you can have it on. Mm-hmm. Like so many people want different forms. They want the paperback books or the paperback version of our books, or they want an app, or they want this, or they want that. And it's just making it, I think the mobility of it is going to be the best part, because if you're out to lunch and then you're like, oh, there's Whole Foods right here, I'm just going to stop there. You can easily just like whip up what meals you want that week, just select them, and then get all your groceries like on the fly, so. And
then if you like created a list, you'd be able to subtract things from the list that you already have. So if you're like, I already got potatoes, you can just kind of X that off, and then you just know what you need to buy. And I think that's awesome.
It's going to take me some time, so just give me some time on that one, but.
Yeah. It's hopefully much sooner than later.
So the next thing that we have is this turmeric chips. She's such a food beggar. She wants to try everything. Can you want some of these? So these are by Vegan Rob's turmeric chips.
Isn't that spelled wrong? I thought turmeric is spelled Turmerc. Turmeric. Not turmeric.
But they're actually made. The base of them is sprouted brown rice flour, flax seeds, chia seeds, quinoa.
They spelled it right in the ingredients.
That's weird that they spelled it right.
It's spelled differently on...
Yeah, it's spelled turmeric without the R.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She's like, food!
Vegan Robs.
Yeah, I like those. These are good. They're kind of almost like cheesy.
Yeah.
Okay, we might have to put you outside. Just calm down, kitty.
Next question. Do you ever make your own ketchup?
I did when I was doing really strict SOS free. But I just buy that Annie's ketchup. So much easier.
Yeah. Hey. Okay.
Put her outside. She has turmeric on her.
Does she?
For now. These are good.
Next question. Question for the next mukbang. Why did you guys choose to live in the United States instead of Canada? I don't know.
I know.
You know. I know.
Because I had a house.
Pets. A car. She had all...
Full-time job.
and I was living in my parents' basement working at a part-time job. I had no responsibilities or anything like that.
Yeah, plus
So it just made more sense.
our idea was to actually move to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Which, another question that people keep asking is, like, what happened to our other cat? So, I'll just answer it now because it has to do in relation to us moving. Because initially we wanted to move to Hawaii and live in a tiny house, right? My cat, like, hated the dogs. She was always scared. She was always hiding. Like, it was miserable for her. And she was fine when I had Bubba. But then when I got Dewey, for some reason, I don't know, they just totally ganged up on each other. We just didn't want to put her through the move and all that kind of stuff. So we just put it out there. We were like, we want to find a really good home for her where she can be an only child, not with any other animals. Because sometimes when you adopt pets, you don't really know what you're going to get.
And Dewey's a bit of a butthead.
Yeah, he was just a butthead when he was a puppy. So we actually found one of our subscribers, like an amazing couple. They were married for a few years and they really wanted to get a cat. And we just basically gave her to them for free. They said that they would, they wouldn't have any other animals. They just wanted one cat that they could love, and we really wanted to find her a home that was no other animals because we just knew her. And I mean, I think that it's fine if you get an animal and then it just doesn't work out, like it's fine to find them like another loving home. Like some people will give me shit because so-and-so gave away their animal or whatever, but it's like, as long as you find them a loving home and don't just like give them to the Humane Society, I don't see a big deal with it. But it was basically because of the move to Hawaii. That was the main reason. Yeah. Because she would not have been okay in a crate on a plane, like if she had to have been detained for rabies or, the testing. They do extensive testing and stuff. They detain them for a while. She wouldn't have been okay. So we just wanted to do what was best for her.
And also, just best for everybody. So it's like, it just wasn't creating like a good atmosphere.
And we had a huge home at that time. Like my house was 1,100 square feet. So going to living in 200 square feet, like it would have been even worse. Yeah,
like our apartment in Tucson was 400 square feet. There was only 2 rooms. There wasn't like a lot of space. But now since the animals can go outside, it's much better.
Yeah, and I've
seen people drinking this stuff. Soy, and I've seen like advertising. So they've got a good marketing campaign going on.
I think it's a protein drink.
Yeah.
I think it's for like bodybuilders.
Was it like a meal replacement? Is it meal replacement? 1 bottle equals 1 meal.
Yeah, so
it's great.
I mean, it's 400 calories.
So if you have 3 of those, you can do the 1,200 calories a day plan.
This isn't something that I would drink, but it definitely is a protein drink because there's 21 grams of fat in here.
Holy
20 grams of protein.
Jesus.
But the ingredients are really weird. So I personally wouldn't drink this, but it might be really good. I feel like it's for bodybuilders. It's like maltodextrin is the second ingredient. The first one's water. Soy protein isolate. High oleic algal oil. I don't even know if I want it.
Yeah, like I would never recommend drinking anything like this for like protein or it's like just eat plant-based foods.
If you really want to make some vegan gains, sure, drink something like this.
But I feel like with the amount of fat in one of those, like 21 grams of fat,
I don't
like what's that? It's almost half of the calories coming from fat.
If you want to lose weight too, don't worry about protein. The lower the protein, the easier it's going to be for you to lose weight. Protein builds. I can't believe you just chugged that. I don't like it at all.
It's all like it tastes fine, but
it doesn't really have any flavor though. It kind of tastes like milk.
Yeah, it does.
Like dairy milk, just like plain milk. Like there's no vanilla or flavoring to it.
Yeah, there's so many ingredients that I have no idea what they are.
I feel like that's
I wouldn't recommend it,
I feel like that's something like naturally Stephanie would drink. I mean, if you want to build muscle and you want to make some gains, like I feel like that's what you'd want.
I feel like this would be good just to gain weight in general.
And gaining weight, like people, that just can't get enough
extremely
calories.
High. Like it's almost, I think, so if we base this 21 grams times 9, that's 189. So, and it's 400 calories, so it's just shy under 50% of its calories coming from fat. And we recommend like 10 to 15. So, Dr. McDougall would say, fat you eat is fat you wear. for fat you drink. Let's see what else we got going on here.
The next question.
Fruit and nut snack.
Oh, yeah.
Gorilla Goods. Just really good stuff here. What's this?
No, but anyway.
Pretzel no-nos.
Okay, let's do one at a time here.
Oh, this is really high in fat too.
I feel like, okay, back to the other question though. It was also based on, eventually we wanted to, why we decided the US, because there's so many different places you can live in the US. Like you could live in a really cold place, you could live in a really warm place, you know, things like that.
Yeah, like we're in Canada, like in my opinion, the best place to live is on the West Coast. So either on Vancouver Island or just in the Vancouver general area. Once you start going inland, even on the West Coast, then you start getting a lot of snow, it starts getting a lot colder. Where I grew up is actually one of the more southern places in Canada, and it's still freezing cold.
But it was warmer than where I lived in Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, it could also be because I was like surrounded by the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
So that also moderates the temperature.
It would have just been
so.
too hard with the dogs and stuff to move them to Canada and
it was easier just to move me to Canada than everybody else.
and sell my house and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try these Gorilla Goods. They're organic snack raw strength.
Raw and vegan.
Organic, gluten-free, raw, non-GMO, cholesterol-free. I think it's just a fruit and nut snack. So it just looks like this.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Are there any Brazil nuts? We're good?
Bananas.
We're good? Bananas, cashews, pecans, coconut, walnuts, raisins, coconut nectar, sea salt.
This is really good. It reminds me of something. I like it. You like it?
That's a good snack.
I really want to try these. So, I don't know if you guys can see this, but these are like candy coated pretzel bites. To me, they look like those, you know those Cadbury mini eggs that you can get at Christmas time? Before I was vegan, I was like addicted to those things. Easter time. Whenever Easter would roll around, I'd buy like bags of them. And they were just like milk chocolate candy coated candies. That's what this looks like to me. So I feel like I'm gonna love these.
All right, next question. Can you speak to what goes into making an ebook? Are they self-published? Do you need any permissions? I'm curious about the process and what it takes. So what goes into, like, the idea of making like a information product is that obviously you want to give people a lot of value based on your own experience or your own expertise. So that's basically like, think of an information product as like a value exchange. So it's like you're going to give people more value than what they pay for. Mm-hmm. And that's what we try to achieve with our books. So it's like you're going to get a lot more than you're giving us. And that's a good kind of mindset to start with, rather than thinking, I'm just doing this to make money. Because I think that's where a lot of people kind of go wrong. And if you are going to be on social media, information products is definitely where you want to be at if you want to make a sustainable income off of it, just because the amount of money that you make from AdSense, like if you're specifically on YouTube, is really not that much.
Yeah, like even for my channel, if I didn't have a network, I'd probably make like $4,000 a month. Which that might seem like a lot, but it's not anything really comparison to how much we make off our other products. So I think the biggest thing, like ebooks aren't hard to make. It's more about driving people to your ebook. So you want to have free products on your website, free recipes, or free things that are in line with like what you're promoting. So we do free recipes. We have a free weight loss cheat sheet, stuff like that. You really just want to kind of study online marketing and implement, like there's so many different things that implement into it, but like Derek said, give more than you expect. Give more value than the money that you're getting.
Yeah. Next question, are they self-published? Yeah, they're all self-published. So the great thing about where the world is with the internet right now is that you can generate a following on social media and you can create a product on your own. You don't have to go through any publishers or anything like that. And you can market that to the people that follow you, and you can earn like a sizable income from that. Whereas like if you have to go through a publisher, there's all these other hoops and stuff that you have to go through. And a lot of people are just going through self-publishing or the self-publishing route because it's easier, and it can also be, well, I guess in certain circumstances it can be more lucrative for you.
I feel like a publisher would be good, like if you didn't have a social media following.
Yeah.
Like because then they can market your book, get it into bookstores, stuff like that. But YouTube literally is free advertising. We have a lot of people in the same genre, like realm as us, you know, nutrition, health, fitness, but they don't have a social media following. They spend so much money on advertising. Like 30, 40, 50 grand a year on like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever. YouTube is just...
They pay us to make videos.
Yeah, you get paid. So it's like free advertising for all of your products, and plus you're inspiring people and giving them more free content. So it's just like a win-win. Really. And
also with YouTube videos specifically, if you do it in the right way, because you can do it the wrong way, is that you create a much better connection with people as opposed to just putting ads out there.
How do you do it the wrong way?
You make every single video focus around making money and not really delivering a lot of value.
Like you give somebody half the recipe and then you're like, the other half's on my ebook.
Yeah, or it's just like, you can just kind of feel someone's vibe, right? And I think like more of like the vlog style where you really get a glimpse into someone's life, I think that's really powerful, and it allows you to connect to us in a way that you wouldn't be able to if we just posted maybe just like videos all the time that were just like my top 5 weight loss tips, or
I do those.
I know, I'm saying it's not like the only type of video that you do. It's like there's a variety so that people really get to know you, and it's not. It's much more organic. If you want to make an information product like through a PDF, like a digital book, like you want to learn Adobe InDesign, so that's kind of like the publishing standard, and it's really not that hard to learn. It's kind of like, I explain it as Microsoft Word on steroids. Good job. You gotta tighten it up.
It was making the, you know, where you take a sip out of your Camelback and then it goes because all the air is releasing.
Anyways, you want to learn Adobe InDesign. It's a great program. Hardest things to learn is where you should use paragraph styles and character styles. And then the other thing that is important to learn is how to use the table of contents, and so that it can self-populate itself, and that's through using different paragraph styles as well. So it's not overly complicated. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but I learned everything just through YouTube, or Google. So if I wanted to learn how to do something, just type it in YouTube or type it in Google, and that's the best way. I mean, there are video courses on it, so you could probably just go through a video course on it, and you'd be certainly up to speed and have a much better understanding of how well or how it can work. All right, next question. How did your paths? How did your paths cross on YouTube? These are all right. I'll give these like a 7.
Yeah, I was expecting more.
Yeah.
You got peas. Peas, please. I think these are like those snap pea crisp things. Those are good. So I think I'm gonna like these. Sorry, I ate all the turmeric chips.
That's fine.
They're good. But they seem a little different.
Yeah, with those peas.
They seem more breaded.
It's kind of weird.
Like they seem more breaded than the other ones.
It's like, these aren't like super flavorful.
Those are good.
But I think it's like the salt. It's like the salt in them.
It's
with
the
the combination of the oil.
And the texture.
Yeah.
So they're just pea flour, rice flour, and then oil, bunch of spices.
Deceptively good. I'll give those a 9.
This is what people usually like put on their salads.
Yeah. So how did our paths cross on YouTube? I'd been in a kerfuffle with Harley and Freely, and Hannah was going through the same thing. So I sent her a message seeing if she wanted to chat on Skype. And she spent the entire 2 hours talking about how much she didn't like them.
And he hated me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he wanted to talk about.
I didn't hate you, but...
He's like, let's talk about it. And then he's like, God, I thought you were so fucking, like, boring when I first talked to you. All you talked about was Harley and Freely. I'm like, well, that's what you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Then it kind of progressed from that. It was like a couple months later, we chatted again.
When you started doing the I love myself thing.
Yeah.
And then you broke up with your girlfriend.
And then
Or
I
she
started
broke up
chatting
with you or whatever. Then it was just on to the next one.
On to the next one. Onwards and upwards. A vision for like what I wanted. Like my very initial vision. I wanted to earn $5,000 a month online. I wanted to live in an off-grid tiny house with the girl of my dreams. And here we are. So, and then that's kind of how our paths crossed. And when we talked the second time, I told her, I'm like, you want to write out, you know, the guy that you want and all that kind of stuff. And we were literally just like writing down
we were talking to each other, and he actually had a crush on this other girl that he thought was like the perfect girl for him. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. I did not think of Derek when I wrote my vision, but then when I reread it, when we got together, I was like, this is exactly you.
Yeah.
Like the way that he looked, everything. But I never thought of him like...
Yeah. And I wasn't thinking of Hannah.
He had some other girl lined up, but that didn't work out either. So I was like third, fourth pick down the road, guys.
No, what's the saying? You save the best for last?
Yeah.
See? I know how to rework these situations. Is this the last thing? Oh, sorry.
Oh, so this stuff's actually really cool. So they sent us this. Maybe I'll make a video on it if you guys want me to.
Coconut cookie.
Shh, I'm talking. So it's called Neat, and it's basically a powder. Like if you can see, it's just a powder, but it's like a meat replacement. It's a vegan one.
Okay.
It's not vegan because in this recipe, how to make it, it says 2 eggs, but it also says or vegan eggs. But basically, it's like a meat replacement. So it says serve in place of ground beef for burgers, chili, Sloppy Joes, and more. The ingredients I love because they're all whole foods and they're simple. So it's pecans, garbanzo beans, oats, cornmeal, onion, garlic, sea salt, spices. Boom. Like this is a genius product to me. You just add water, 2 vegan eggs, mix it, and then cook it in a pan like how you'd cook meat.
That's a good idea.
We should make like a... Let me know what you guys want me to make with this. Like I can make tacos or something. And we'll make a recipe video on it.
What else do we got here? Chocolate covered cherry fruit bar. I don't know, it's got a little thing that's covering.
Who's that made by?
What to read.
Fruit
healthy.
Fruit keys instead of cookies. I'm really full. The camera kind of died there.
Yeah, so I don't know where we're at.
We tried these fruit keys though, which I think are really good. They're just chocolate covered cherry. And it's basically just cherries with chocolate over it. And
then this organic coconut cookie, it was alright.
This was like really good.
So we got this, so what flavor is this? Lemonade.
So it's like lemonade?
A little bit, yeah.
It's good. Kind of reminds me of Crystal Light.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for.
That's what my mom used to drink. Or my mom drinks all the time.
Let me see if we have any more. Last one. Now that you're living in the tiny house, how is the toilet and how are you dealing with the waste? That's a good question. While we're talking about food.
Well, we're kind of done eating now.
That's true. So we have a composting toilet. So basically we poop into a bucket and then...
But we
Yeah, it's a urine diverter on it. So basically...
We put compost bags in the bucket. Because at first we're like, oh, we'll just clean it out every time. Like that would be so much work. And it would be disgusting. Yeah. So I was like, why don't we just buy some compostable like trash bags? So we just put a compostable trash bag in it. I think we only change it, like twice a week?
Yeah, usually 2 or 3 times a week.
It doesn't smell. Yeah,
so the important thing is like, you want to separate the urine from going number 2 because it's the moisture that really gives a lot of smell. So after you go number 2, what you do is we got like a garbage can full of sawdust, and then we put it into a small mason jar. We just sprinkle the sawdust over to cover it, and then that absorbs the moisture in the number 2, and then number 1 goes out through a drain through the bottom of the house, and that will eventually go to an area where there's going to be like trees and stuff growing. So it's going to be piped in with the shower drain. So we're going to be using the gray water from the shower, and then also the urine coming from the toilet, and that'll go and water plants outside.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not bad. Like, I told Derek we should do a video called "What We Hate About Our Tiny House."
Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing is the shower.
Yeah.
Because we had to put the Berkey water filter head on it, and it makes it so much shorter. So like even me being 7 inches shorter than Derek, I have to kind of squat down a little bit to like wash my hair. And we have obviously a water heater and stuff.
We just don't have enough water.
Yeah, it's just not
enough
hot water.
Enough hot water, yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna be putting into place a solar water heater that's just gonna be heated up passively through the sun.
Oh.
So that's gonna be happening. So that'll give us a lot more warm water, but it'll only work more so spring, summer, fall, not really so much in the winter. Yeah. So we will still have to use a water heater during the winter, but it's not that big of a deal. And once we get the solar set up, then we can have the water heater cycle on throughout the day rather than just only needing it when we need a shower.
Yeah. Is that it?
Oh yeah, last one, quick one. I always thought it was the healthiest, I always eat brown rice because I always thought it was the healthiest. But I noticed you guys eat a lot of white rice. Is white rice not bad for you?
No. The best thing, the healthiest thing is just to eat whatever you're gonna eat. Yeah. Like some people don't like brown rice, so it's like, just eat white rice. It's not that big of a deal. And there's actually been some studies that white rice is actually better for you because it's easier to digest. And brown rice is just kind of a lot harder on the body. But, I mean, there's not, if you look at the fiber, the vitamins, minerals, it's not a big difference. Like, it really isn't. I think it's 1 gram of fiber or 1.5 grams in brown rice, and in white rice, it's like 0.5 gram. Yeah. So it's not that much. In a cup.
Yeah, just so you know the difference, brown rice is what rice is grown. Like, that it's brown rice. Yeah. Like, it's normal. And what they do is they take the shell off, or the hull, and then you have white rice. And I'm sure they might do something else to it as well. Yeah. But that's the difference. So it's just a slightly more refined version of brown rice. And somebody might say it's something different, and I could be totally wrong, but that's my understanding. Yeah. So eat what you're going to eat. So if you're like, I just don't like brown rice, then eat white rice. So
we just buy white rice because we like it more, honestly. I like it, yeah. That's the only reason. That's it. So yeah.
Like if you just ate like a white rice based diet, then you'll be fine.
As long as you're eating like, from all the plant groups. So you're eating greens and vegetables and other starches like corn and potatoes and squashes and fruits and fats, like you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. You're not going to eat just a diet of white rice. No. And if you did, you could probably survive for probably like a year. Our bodies have a ton of stores. Like our fat is literally vitamin, mineral, and nutrient energy stores. That's what it is. So you can survive a long time, even on a very nutrient deficient diet, which is what most people eating a standard American diet are eating. And it's so funny to me that vegans, like especially Whole Foods, healthy eater vegans, they get so paranoid about eating every single macronutrient every single day. It's like, that's not even necessary at all. Yeah. It's impossible to do, and it's just not necessary. Like, your body has storage. You're not going to die. Yeah. But people who are eating a standard American diet don't care at all.
Yeah, they really don't even care. Because think about, like, through our evolution, would we be eating every single fruit and vegetable at every single meal?
We'd be eating of course not. Seasonal.
Yeah, we'd be eating what's in season, and then it's like your body, it's smart, and so it adapts, and it figures it out. And I think a lot of people don't think that their bodies are smart.
Your body is the smartest thing. Your mind.
We just get in the way of it.
Your mind is probably the smartest thing in the entire universe, like the most complex thing you can ever understand. Your body's probably like second.
Yeah.
Honestly. You'll never understand it. But you just need to trust it. Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because McDougall kind of explains it like, you know, during a season you have a lot of potatoes, and then during another season you might have a ton of avocados, so you gain some fat or gain some weight from eating, you know, tons of avocados. But then you have that for when it's apple season or whatever. You know, you have the storage and you have all that stuff in your body. So, yeah.
Just don't worry so much about it.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Cool. So yeah, check out Vegan Cuts. They didn't pay us, they just sent us one for free.
Yeah.
So it's not like they sent us $1,000 in the box there.
No.
So
yeah.
we just kind of do this because it's more informative for you guys. You get to see cool new stuff.
Yeah.
And it gives us some free snacks.
And we really like doing the mukbangs and answering your guys' questions and stuff. So we'll try and do like a mukbang every week just because they're really easy to do and we get to eat.
And you guys like eating with us?
Yeah.
Cool.
So leave any questions for the next mukbang in the comments below. And if you see someone ask a question that you want to see answered, then just thumbs it up because we'll probably answer the ones that get thumbs up the most. And we'll check you guys in the next video. Peace.